Ladies and gentlemen, as we come back yet again for our special broadcast from outside the Parliament, from the winter session this time, I am joined by a very esteemed and distinguished panel of Member of Parliament. I am extremely grateful for each one of you for joining NDTV. Mr. C.M. Ramesh in the order of seniority, very senior member of the BJP. My dear friend Arun Nehru, first term MP, young man from down south, Tamil Nadu. Another very young man whose third generation MP says, the charge of dynasty can stick to him, representing Congress Party, Krishna Gardam, and next to me, Mr. Krishna Prasad Teneti, TDP MP, also representing a southern state. Let me come straight to you, Mr. C.M. Ramesh. First question to you. Please tell me one thing. What is this about disruptions in the House? This time, the opposition is saying, and many regional parties, your colleagues are saying that, even the ruling party was not interested in running the House. Why?
See, out of 20 working days, almost we lost about 10-12 working days because of opposition. Every session starts, then some foreign agency will give one news. Then opposition parties, they will come to the well. There are so many issues in the country. Why you are after one businessman? That is the need of country now. No related to our Indian, any issue that one. Somewhere, last session in the Edinburgh something. This session, some news. There are so many issues. We, as a ruling party, we expect strong opposition. Get the issues from the public. No. Even you see yesterday, important bill, there is no opposition leader in the House. What people will expect? They don't know. Recently, after Maharashtra election, Haryana election, they lost everything. And now they are blaming the EVMs. If they win in Jharkhand, EVMs are good. They lost in Maharashtra, EVMs are bad. See, as a member of parliament, we will expect how should be run. So there are so many new members in the House now. They will, in the 3 months, they will see the problems in the constituency. They want to zero hour. They want to question our. Some issues has to be raised. No.
Okay. Mr. Vamse, will you respond to that? The charge is that you are not interested in running the House.
I think the charge is not on you, Mr. Vamse, or your party particularly, but the problem is that, look, as I said, 200 plus MPs from the regional blocks also, and they are now coming out. SP is coming out, Samajwadi Party, India bloc member, TMC, technically India bloc member. They're all coming out and saying that, look, you can't keep disturbing the House. People's issues must get some time. Other than that also, I want to ask you one question. That time and again, we see that we go back to the era where disruption is a fair way of running the system, etc. Why can't we move on? Why can't we move on and discuss issues that are probably more pertinent, like Delhi pollution?
The important issue, right? Just now, my colleague also was talking about why can't we take up issues which are concerning the people. And I think one of the issue was, as you all are aware, the Adani issue which we were talking about. What we were requesting the ruling party was have a discussion, right? Let us discuss on facts and figures. Now, if the ruling party is trying to suppress the voice of the opposition, just now my colleague also was saying when our LOP was standing up, there is a rule in the constitution that acting PM or shadow PM, when the LOP stands up, he has to be given a chance to express his opinion, express his views. Unfortunately, in this session, what we are observing is that freedom of speech is being curtailed. When my LOP stands and wants to respond to a minister or respond to the Home Minister or the Prime Minister, we are not getting an opportunity to be heard. And that is, I think, grave threat to the Constitution itself, what we are seeing in the last couple of days where we discussed on the Constitution. The BJP party was talking big on saying Constitution is, for all of us. We respect the Constitution. But very sad to note yesterday's remarks by our Home Minister Amit Shah ji, where he was saying, oh, if people are chanting Ambedkar's name so many times, if they chanted God's name, they would have gone सात जन्मों का स्वर्ग में चले जाते. These kind of comments are derogatory against an entire community, against Ambedkar, and this type of interactions are not healthy.
Of course, the BJP has a counter to that, so we will have to accommodate that as well. Currently, I'll have to ask Mr. CM Ramesh that, but I'll come to you, sir, after Mr. Nehru. Mr. Nehru, tell me something. You represent a very solid regional bloc, which has represented Tamil Nadu with years of consistency. And the people of Tamil Nadu has also voted DMK into power for over years and with a very strong contingent of Lok Sabha MPs. What do you think, Mr. Nehru, can our parliament, can our house of people move beyond these issues which are of little concern to the common man and move to the real bread and butter issues?
First, thanks Nikuj and Maria for having me here with us. At least we have our voice which can be actually heard across, so that's something very important. One point that I want to note is the floor, the protest is also a form of representation. So you don't have to have negative connotation. You just have to be for what you're protesting for, right? And secondly, it's very ironical, right? The opposition wanted to have a discussion on a particular topic because it is a culmination of events that were outside the dates of the House. So on the first day and the second day, when we wanted to have, for example, on the discussion on the Constitution, for example, we had lost 3 days because they said no. And after 3 days, they came back and said, we will allocate 2 days. So if the ruling party had really woken up and asked that, let's do it in 2 days, we would have still, run the house important, because Constitution, that's really fundamental to a lot of other things. And, everything else branches off from the Constitution, number one. Number two is the regional voices were on this session on a very important topic on federalism. Because most of the bills were trying to lap into a state list. Because there are 3 lists in which the central government, there's a union list, there's a state list, and there's a concurrent list. Now, a lot of subjects on the concurrent list were designed in such a way, the bills, where the powers were more towards the center and less towards the state. So those issues dominated, our viewpoints of saying, okay, let us express our opinion before the bill is being passed. But also, most of the bills were passed around 7:30 in the evening, 7:30 or 8, right? And it's not, when my colleague here said that the LOP is not in the House and the other members are not in the House, usually important bills are trying to be passed in the first session itself, because all of the MPs have other work to do for the constituency itself, because we need to go meet all the ministers and the departments. So I think generally this session was that we were trying to voice out our
Mr.
opinion.
Nehru, one thing became clear from this session was that there was discussion, and a discussion on a historic issue such as Constitution, 75 glorious years of our Constitution. Do you think the opposition lineup could have been better? The reason why I'm saying is that, the long perception has been that the BJP doesn't have great speakers, but they managed to put up a stellar lineup where from Home Minister Amit Shah to Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to Rajnath Singh, all of them spoke about points which were far more pertinent. Could opposition have come more prepared, India bloc in particular?
I just have only one point to that, right? When this constitution debate happened, they went on and on about the importance of the constitution. We all agree, we all appreciate it, because it's because of the constitution we are all here and sitting and talking. And just 2 days after the discussion, they went with One India, One Nation bill. One election bill. It's completely anathema to the constitution in which they are bidding. So if they had their voices on where their mind is, they wouldn't have bought that bill in. So our point is, you can bring any bill in, not a problem. But with proper discussion and proper representation, it has a higher chance of success in a diverse country like India.
Mr. Krishna Thanati, you have listened to your colleagues, with diligence. You're also a first-term member of parliament. What do you think about the regional voices? You come from a regional party, you represent a regional party. Chandrababu Naidu, a man, very dynamic man, and somebody always very keen to make sure that the regional voices are heard appropriately.
First of all, thank you, Maria and Nikunj, for having all of us here. It's a great pleasure to talk on the platform from the platform of NDTV. When we are looking at, the 18th Lok Sabha and how it is functioning, there are three things which I would like to state upfront. A, look at the first time. It's 281 out of 543. Right now it is 542. So 281 are first timers.
And we also have a number of them on this panel.
And first timers are basically when they come.
Yes.
So, I mean, you can't avoid it. Whenever you go, even if you pick somebody from random, seniors like CM Ramesh G will be minors. First timers will be majority in number. So, because
Mr.
281.
Ramesh is a man of all seasons. He's happy with senior, junior.
Anywhere,
Man of all seasons.
any season he will fit there. So 281
Mature man.
out of 542 are the first timers. One. Second, 240 are representing the regional parties or regional areas, right? And the third, look at the large number of women or lady MPs, nearly 100. So that is something totally different of this 18th Lok Sabha compared to the earlier Lok Sabhas. So it is coming from diverse groups. It has a very fair representation of people of India, we the people of India, right?
How nice.
So now, are we giving opportunity to these first timers, to the regional parties and their representatives, and the lady MPs to speak on the floor or not is the big question right here. That is what concerns me. Now, right from the word go, not day go, word go, I think the opposition came with an orchestrated mood to disturb every minute of the Lok Sabha. It is very clear to see. Just drop the coin, they storm the house. What is the point? What is the issue? What is the agenda? Nothing. They raise some rule. There is no issue for that rule. So it is very, very clear. It is predetermined mind to disturb the house. Why? Why do they want to disturb the house? Because the 18th Lok Sabha, like 17th Lok Sabha, is coming out with highly revolutionary bills, which India has never heard about earlier. So they don't want the present government to take all the credit for so many revolutionary things and decisions being taken in the interest of the people of the country. So you look at one nation, one election. One nation, one election it's been talked about by Congress earlier, but they never did it. There's so many things that Congress talked about earlier. They wrote papers and papers and papers like Swaminathan report, but they never implemented them. But BJP government, NDA government is implementing all of them. So all the credit is going to NDA government. So they don't want the Indi alliance doesn't want all the credit to go to NDA government. It's very simple. It's very clear to see.
So that is the reason. Would you respond to that, Vamsi?
Sure.
First of all, I want to answer my Congress colleague and DMK colleague.
I also want to ask you one question, Mr. Ramesh, which on the point what our young friend.
Let him complete, then I will come back.
Oh yeah, our friend raised. A small point. Only point was that since you have been a member many times of the House, he is saying that the stature of the LOP somehow is going down. What the other party was giving to the LOPs previously, it is not being given by that. When you answer, you add.
Yeah. See, first of all, he is saying House Adani issue has to be discussed. Where the issue? Issue is happened in Andhra Pradesh state government with a SECI. Adani has entered agreement with the SECI. SECI has entered agreement with the Andhra Pradesh government. And some inquiry is going on in the America. Where is the link to our Indian Parliament? There is no any issue after Maharashtra election. See, session before, some issue will bring Adani issue. Not in India, in foreign countries. And they will come and want to discuss here. How is the connection will be? What is the government of India role in that one? There is no, how can it will be discussed? Some countries had a inquiry. Still now there is no any papers in India. That country has not asked Indian government. And that too, if you ask also, Sikhi and Andhra Pradesh government has to look after. What is the connection? Unconnected subject they will bring. And see, they don't have subject. They don't have subject. How to stall? If parliament is going on, facts will come out. Truth will come out. That's why they won't disturb the house. And first of all, at how many times Rahul Gandhi raised his hand in the parliament? Show me one time. And the speaker has denied. The house is not at all running. Where is the question? It will come. Rahul Gandhi
Okay,
is
Vamsi,
denied
will you
the mic.
respond? There are two points that have been made.
And one more thing, let me complete. The other, I know DMK friends since long, from Karunanidhi time. They are very good credibility party. I don't know why they are under trap with the Congress. Without DMK, there is no Congress in the Tamil Nadu. Because of the DMK account, they got 10 seats. And why they are
then why
subordinates
haven't you
like working
managed to
in
convince them for the
they have a
BJP?
lot of issues in Tamil Nadu. So many new members has come. Lot of issues in Tamil Nadu, they forget. They are under trap. I am requesting till DMK leader, I respect him, Stalin, and then his son, don't be under trap. You look after the Tamil Nadu.
So I want to quickly respond to both statements. So one quickly is the issue is very much related to us. We don't want the common man of our country to end up paying higher
that's fine.
tariffs.
But my point is,
No,
why
one second.
disturb the house? That's
no,
the
no.
point.
I think that the point that we were trying to communicate is the common man is ending up paying higher tariffs because of some deals that are going on, which the government is favoring.
That's state government will look after.
That's what we are trying to
In that, their assembly
bring
will
about,
discuss.
and that's what we are trying to highlight. And second off, in respect to what my colleague said in terms of why the House is not able to run, I think if you see the Parliament proceedings, many times over the last couple of days, when we have not even tried to raise our voice, because we got the feel that BJP government also doesn't want to run the House because they want to put the bills towards the end and push all of them through when the strength of the House may not be appropriate to do so. We analyzed their strategy and we thought, okay, let us run the House. Let us ask for an open debate. So, for example, I just want to, counter my colleague where few names are not supposed to be taken in the Parliament, which is what the ruling party said. So we started referring to A1, A2 and things like that, because as small as taking somebody's name, the BJP government is getting rattled and they are being deleted from the records. The speaker immediately stops our opposition and says, ye record se delete kar do. But when the Home Minister of our country makes an aggressive remark on Ambedkar, on the Constitution, there is no talk about deleting that. There is no talk about the disrespect that Amit Shah has done to the Constitution. There is no talk about the disrespect he has done to the Dalits of our country. He has to give an open apology to the Dalit community, to Ambedkar ji.
Maybe they delete the remarks now.
No,
maybe.
but it has to be discussed.
Yes,
it has
yes.
to be
Maybe
debated.
we
And
still
when
don't
our
know.
leader-
Maybe at some point in time they might decide to expunge the remarks.
When our LOP of our Rajya Sabha, Kharge ji, tried to raise his hand and voice against it yesterday, even on that, Mr. Amit Shah just said, "Ab bahut baat kar liya, abhi baith jao." So this clearly shows the the uphandedness, the high-handedness that the BJP is behaving, and they are not letting the common voice, the voice of the people, be heard in both the houses, and that I think is really sad and is the threat to the constitution.
Mr. Nehru, you are in the trap of Congress party, says Mr. CM Ramesh. He says you are not raising people's issue of Tamil Nadu and you are in trap of Congress party.
So, Tamil Nadu has always been very vocal about its rights. So, BJP's ideology is mostly against those sympathetic values of, the real causes that are Tamilian values, which is mostly federal structure and autonomy to the state. Now, BJP's ideology on most of the topics are opposed to what a common Tamil man can think. And hence, our idea to align with the Congress is more aligning of ideologies and more towards getting better allocation to states and hence better governance. So that is where we come from. So not because we want to run a house or spoil a house is not, we decide the coalition or anything. So I think there are better learned, better able men who would be able to answer more than me. But my point of view is the ideology and requirements us can be amplified through the Congress alliance.
Okay.
That's
So,
what answer to Mr.
yes. So, Mr. Krishna, let me begin with you and perhaps wrap up this conversation with that thought which came from the Tirupati MP that, should the session of Parliament be held in southern part of India? And which city?
Yes, a very, I must say, very ingenuity in there in the thought, ingenuous thought, and we will all get a break from Delhi pollution for sure. Mr. Krishna, you start, and each one of you can probably
Yeah,
have
thank
your
you
comments.
very much. And this discussion about having the winter session of Parliament held in not so cold area is there for last 2 decades. As an IPS officer, I remember all the discussions. And because we were all in Hyderabad when these discussions were taking place, the natural choice in those times was basically Hyderabad. Everybody thought about how do we do, how do we make it happen in Hyderabad. The government, the officers also went in search of buildings and lands to identify location for the Parliament's winter location in Hyderabad. Just for your information and to put you in the right perspective, let me tell you there's a huge amount of Rashtrapati Bhavan in Hyderabad.
Yes.
Probably, yeah,
Yes, she goes there for her winter sojourn.
exactly.
She goes there for her winter sojourn.
Honorable Her Excellency, the President of India, comes to Hyderabad for winter, in the winter season, and meets people of South India in that place. And that is sprawling, maybe 500 acres or more. So we have ready-made land. We have the ready.
So, you're ready to host the winter session?
Absolutely. I think Parliament in winter should come to South India. A. B. Hyderabad is prepared and ready to host.
Mr. Krishna, Gautam,
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
friend, my young friend.
Vamsi, yeah. So, no, absolutely. I think no two thoughts on that.
Which city as well you have to specify?
So I come from Telangana. My constituency is Peddapalli, but Hyderabad is the place to be. And definitely back my colleague here on this one. And, in terms of revenue contribution also, Telangana is way up there in terms of the contribution we do to the country. And but unfortunately, we get back only 60 paisa for every 1 rupee we contribute to the center's fund. But this will be a very good make up. First, start by hosting the winter session in Hyderabad, and we'll get more attention to the south of our country and bring in more investments through that also. So definitely back my colleague. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. CM Ramesh?
If government want to do, first preference in my constituency, Anakapalli, and then if it is not that one, Hyderabad is the best place in South India because Chennai is the weather is different and traffic. Bangalore also same thing. Hyderabad is a good. If I prefer, my preference means my constituency.
But what about Amravati? I mean, Andhra Pradesh has a new
Amravati
capital.
still, it has to be another 3-4 years. It will take time.
Yeah, if you permit me, sir.
Yes.
So I am from Andhra Pradesh, Telugu Desam Party, and my constituency is exactly 60 kilometers from Amravati. There is a great point and valid point in what you're saying. Amravati is now being built as a greenfield city. If at all the government decides to have a winter parliament in Amravati, this is the best time to decide because the building city can easily accommodate
It's a
on
good-
the master
I
plan.
also opt same thing.
Right now, because it is on the planning and initial
Perhaps Mr.
implementation.
Chandrababu Naidu can
He
communicate
will
that.
be very, very happy. He will be very happy to do
Mr.
it.
Nehru, my friend, not only first speak about the idea of having a parliament session in South, then your choice.
I think it will really help in two ways. For one, for parliamentarians from the north, seeing another part of India on where it is being developed and how it's being represented, I think we would welcome all of them to the south. And especially in my case, I have two options. One is Chennai. You still have the cultural, social, and economical capital of the south. So you will understand what Tamil Nadu has contributed to the nation and vice versa too. And second is my constituency, which is half of Trichy district, which is also the cultural capital of Tamil Nadu. So it can also help as a further economic growth and cultural growth of the country. I would welcome them. We would love to host, and nothing better to host under Honorable CM M.K. Stalin sir. we will have the best parliament there.
Okay, Vamsi, before we wrap up, because as the youngest, yeah, as the youngest MP on this panel, would you have wanted to participate in the debate on the Constitution in particular?
Oh yes, absolutely. We've been, all of us have been preparing, all the first timers as they've been sharing. We are very excited to raise our voice. The people of our country also, I think this time almost 200 MPs are first time MPs. 281 MPs. And I think the country also wants, to hear first timers to speak up. And I through your channel, I want to appeal to the speaker also to give more first timers a chance so that our voices can be heard, and the youth will be more encouraged to participate in elections also. I think if more first timers are pushed ahead, I think people also will be encouraged to vote and put their speaker in the parliament. So yeah, definitely.
Mr.
Thank
CM
you.
Ramesh, would you like to add anything? I mean, any final
No,
comments?
my final thing, yesterday what Amit Shah has spoken in Rajya Sabha, every member of parliament and every citizen and all media should listen once, twice, thrice.
I definitely agree. Please listen to what Amit Shah has said and think about the implications on our constitution.
Since someone has made that transition from services to people's representative, how has the transition been for you?
It's very nice. It's good. So you continue to be in public service. That's the best part of it.
Thank you. On NDTV, we have always given South, the due preference at all times. So
Good,
first
good,
panel
good,
of
good,
MPs
good.
also be doing.
You'll welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, each one of you.
And we'll request you to have this session in Hyderabad also to start with before the parliament moves.
We will definitely have one. We'll
And we
definitely-
express his desire to come to Amravati and interview Chandrababu Naidu garu.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining.